Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to declutter my kids' playroom. I just figured that I would also go ahead and share the cleanup. I have not decluttered since probably last fall. Usually like right before school time. I gave them a couple months after their birthday before I decluttered again. It was like September maybe that I decluttered. So this hasn't been done since Christmas. You just saw me throw a big thing out the door. That is a tent. My sister got it for the boys. They loved it. However, it has been so well loved that it literally just has giant gaping holes in it. So I'm just going to get rid of it. Generally, I try to keep the playroom to where it takes me about 10, maybe 15 minutes to pick up if everything's dumped out. Generally, that does not happen. If we have like other kids that are not my children over at the house, for instance, if my niece or nephew come over, or if we have friends over that have younger kids, it is not uncommon for all of the toys to be dumped out. Usually it's because, you know, they want to see what all we have. I'm suspecting, I can't read their minds, but I'm suspecting it's generally they want to see what all we have. So they end up dumping everything out. That is not the case this time. The other day, I was having a particularly rough mental health day, and my boys were just in the playroom playing quietly, and I came in to check on them, and they had dumped all of their toys in the corner by this white cube shelf, and then they had set their bean bags. They each have a bean bag. They set their bean bags on top of the toys, and we're just like sitting there on their toys, and I was like, "What you doing?" And they were like, Carter was like, "Forrest wanted me to dump all the toys on him." And I was like, okay, well, you guys are going to clean this up. Anyways, I didn't make them clean it up that day. I did try to encourage them to clean it up this day. This was the next day. I did try to encourage them to clean it up. However, usually if, you know, my encouragement is not working, I will come in here and kind of help them. I won't do a ton, but just like me actively being in here picking up a toy every once in a while kind of motivates them to pick up their toys a little bit better. So sometimes, you know, if all the bins are empty, they need you to set the categories. So we have a bin for animals, a bin for trucks, a bin for tools, a bin for these aren't, what are they called? Leapfrog blocks, a bin for, they have these little flashlight things, and then a bin for magnetiles. So usually if I can get those bins established and I can set them up something similar to this, it makes it a lot easier for them to pick them up. My children figured out that magnetiles fit perfectly into these little toolboxes that are their rock boxes. And so I'm going to have to pry them out with, I pry them out with a butter knife, but I don't record that part. So that's what I was doing. I was trying to beat them out, and that did not work. So like I said, I haven't decluttered since before Christmas. And on top of that, we actually happen to have the train set out. This is one of the toys that I don't leave out all of the time. I get it out on occasion. So whenever we do leave it out, the kids will play with it. They actually play with it really well. However, if I leave it out all the time, it tends to be the case that they just end up dumping it out. And there's a lot of pizzas to that. And they don't actually play with it after a certain period of time. So if I leave it out for more than like a week, the second week, you know, after the first full week, the second week, they'll just start dumping it out and leaving it on the ground and not actually playing with it. So I keep that up in the cabinet and I pull it out like once a month for them to play with. And they play with it for an entire week. Like the day I got it out, I didn't actually get it out. It actually fell out of the cabinet. But Forrest sat in the playroom and played with it for probably 2 hours by himself, just playing with trains. So that we really like having them, and the kids really enjoy playing with it. I just can't leave it out all the time, or it ends up being a pain in the butt. So, and I think I'm about to that point with these leapfrog blocks. It seems to be the same case on those, where they dump them out after playing with them for so long. So they'll play with them really well for a while, and then the rest of the time they just end up dumping them out on the ground. So I think I might be migrating those to the closet as well. You'll see there's another set of toys that I end up putting in the closet whenever I'm decluttering, because something similar is happening with that as well. So anyways, I am just tidying up the rest of the toys. I'm getting really close now. It's taken me about 15 minutes at this point. It does take me a little bit longer than usual on this particular day, like I said, because we have the train tracks out. So that's a lot of extra little pieces that have to be picked up and sorted through. But it's really not terrible. And like I said, usually I can get the kids to do this, and I figured the reason why I didn't actually make them do it is I kind of wanted to show you what stage we were at in our toy having situation. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but or our playroom situation. That would be, a better use of my words. We obviously have too many, and obviously the kids are not using them properly sometimes. But I also wanted to show you, like, our inventory has crept up a little bit, and so it has gotten to a point where it takes longer to pick up the toys, and that's not really something I enjoy. So we are going to be decluttering and putting some things into the closet. I did actually leave the train track set out because it has only been out for a few days, so that actually ended up staying out. But yeah, the rest of it we'll be going through. I did not specifically go through the train tracks to declutter or anything, just because there's nothing really in there that is broken or needs to be gotten rid of. The kids play with all their trains, so they're all compatible pieces. There's nothing to really go through in there. If something breaks, we usually just get rid of it whenever it breaks, with those specific toys, because I usually see what's going on with those. Carter has woken up from a nap, and he is helping me pick up the rest of his toys. He is not quite awake right whenever he walks in, so he's a little slow, but he actually ends up helping me declutter his toys, and I'm really proud of how well he did. So anyways, I think we officially have all of the toys picked up, and it is time to get a trash bag and a declutter box. What am I trying to say? A donate box, so that we can go through our toys. So first up are these little flashlight things. The kids played with them really good right after they got them, and now I can put them in the bin, and unless somebody comes over and dumps out all the toys, nobody touches these. So we are going to declutter those. And you can't see or hear what I'm saying to Carter, but I asked him if we could get rid of them, and he wanted to keep them initially. And I said, okay, but do you play with these? And he says, no. And I say, okay, so do we need to keep them? And he says, yeah. And I said, well, what if we gave these to somebody else who doesn't have toys? And he agreed then to give them away. So now we are going through the animals. we have a lot of dinosaurs, and actually this specific dinosaur I have in my hand right now is broken, and so he agreed to throw it away. I'm pulling out all of the dinosaurs that I know that he's not going to want to get rid of. And then I have these are some toys that they got for their birthday. I can't remember whether it was last year or the year before. He wanted to keep those, so I didn't force him to get rid of them. We're just going through all of the animals, making sure nothing's broken, and I think I found the arm to the one dinosaur that was broken. And I'm asking him if we need to keep this basket and this farmer and we have a couple food pieces. He wants to keep all of it, so I don't fight him too much. He already got rid of some things. That lion, our Luna dog, chewed off the foot, so it can't stand up. So we're going to get rid of that one. And just going through the rest of the toys. There's a lot of dinosaurs in here. But yeah, anyways, like I said, he wanted to keep all the food. Fine. I probably would have gotten rid of it if I was doing this on my own. And then I took out a toy and set it to the side because that is actually a toy that doesn't belong in this bin. So anyways, I've got all the animals gone through, sorted through, got rid of all the broken pieces. And that box that I just pushed in, that's above this one that I put on the shelf just now with the animals, is Magna-Tiles. I'm not going to sort through the Magna-Tiles. None of them are broken. It's fine. Okay, so next up, we are going through the cars and trucks. I just handed him a car that was broken, and we put that in the trash. I asked him if we could get rid of this green truck. He said yes. I asked him if we could get rid of this little people truck. He said yes. I asked him if we could get rid of the school bus. He said no. This little people truck, it's got little people that go in it, so I'm going to go ahead and ask him if we could go ahead and get rid of the little people that go with it. He said yes. So I reached into the animal/people bin and got the people that go in the little people truck. We're just sorting through the trucks to see which ones we need to keep and get rid of. You'll notice we have a lot of these type of monster trucks. They're like friction propelled monster trucks. If your kids are into monster trucks, those ones are pretty cool. We also have some collectors. What are those called? Hot Wheels toys. So we have like what are they called? The USS Enterprise from Star Trek. They don't ever play with that. But anyways, we're just going through the trucks, pulling out the broken ones. There are quite a few broken ones in here. I'm asking him, like, do we need to keep these dinosaur trucks? Do we need to keep this other random, random cheaper truck? And then I know, so we have 2 orange race cars. Those are specifically race cars. One's a race car, one's a race truck. Those are specifically his favorite race cars in there that are not monster trucks. So anyways, just sorting through this. We've also got a pretty good collection of what are they called? Fire trucks. He wanted to keep all those as well. So I'm just pulling out items that I am not sure whether or not he's gonna need to or want to keep. So here is a monster truck. We actually just got this for Christmas. I bought it. It is now dead because they leave it on, and I'm asking him, like, do we need to keep this? And he said no. So we got rid of it. I asked him if we needed to keep those 2 cars. He said yes. Do we need to keep the fire trucks? He said yes. Do we need to keep this tank? He said yes. Concrete truck. Oh, yep, we were able to get rid of the concrete truck. Anyways, yeah, we're just going through the rest of the cars. Like I said, he's doing pretty good. He's getting rid of some stuff, and he's willingly getting rid of anything that's broken. You'll see an interesting moment here once we make it to another bin where he tries to get rid of something, and I actually tell him that we can't get rid of it. We can't just throw it away. So we're going through the tools. We don't get rid of anything in here because we throw away the pieces in here that get broken. There are a few pieces specifically. So we have a Melissa and Doug set. And then we have like a plastic set that my sister got us. The Melissa and Doug set we've had since Carter was roughly a year old. We got it right after Forrest was born. And so we've had it for a long time. And occasionally a dog, most specifically Lily, our old dog, who passed away last spring, or Luna, they get a hold of something and they chew on it. So the Melissa and Doug hammer and the Melissa and Doug wrench both have some chewing on them. We also had a Melissa and Doug saw and a Melissa and Doug screwdriver that went with the set that were chewed beyond recognition of what they were, and they've already been trashed. Okay, so we're going through this musical bin. This is kind of one of those bins that, like, occasionally the kids will get stuff out and play with it, but rarely do they actually, like, decide to play music. So I'm asking Carter, like, is there anything in this bin that he would like to get rid of? I'm looking to see if he got rid of any, like, you know, there's some things in here that go together, specifically the thing that he's holding. There's 2 pieces to that. I don't know where the other piece is, so I was looking to see if he already decided to donate the first piece. I don't know where the second one is, but he wants to keep this specifically. Anyways, if I was decluttering by myself, I probably would have gotten rid of this entire bin just because, like I said, they rarely actually get this out to play music. Usually it ends up on the floor with the toys that they've dumped out. Now we're going through their bag box. They actually got lunch boxes for Christmas. They like to put toys in them. It's fine. And then we got them these 2 super cute little dinosaur bags to go on vacation. I got them so that they could take a couple of toys with them. I was hoping that they would fit their LED doodle pads in them. The doodle pads are slightly bigger than the bags, so that did not work out in my favor. Maybe the doodle pads will fit in the lunch boxes. I'm not sure, but the backpacks are really cute. They love them. They're always putting them on and running around with them. Now we are in the miscellaneous bin. There's a lot of broken pieces in here. So what he's getting rid of right now are some pieces of a rocket launcher. I'm pretty sure it actually came from Dollar Tree. I'm not certain about that. It was actually one of the toys that they played really well with. They played with it for several days, but because I think it is a Dollar Tree item, it's not super well made. Dogs got a hold of it, kids stepped on it, they didn't take super great care of it, and so like the ends of the little things that you step on were all smashed up, the little tubes were all smashed up, the rockets are made out of foam, the little pieces on the rockets have been ripped off, they've lost some of the legs that hold up the stand. So anyways, yeah. And there are a lot of broken pieces in this bin specifically. A lot of little cluttery type toys. So we actually get rid of a lot of stuff in this bin. I'm, basically showing him this bracelet. I don't know what their deal is with these rubber bracelets. I remember whenever I was in elementary school, these bracelets came out and they were super popular. Like, I had this ridiculous collection of these rubber bracelets, and I would wear them and like my whole arm would be covered. Anyways, I would have just gotten rid of that, but apparently Carter really wants to keep it, so that's fine. Anyways, just pulling out pieces that I know are broken, verifying that he's okay with me getting rid of them, and putting them in the trash. He does really, really well here. We just keep a handful of things. Most specifically, those poppets over there. They love the poppets. I actually think I'm going to put those out in the car for the kids to use. And then we have some hand puppets, some binoculars, a compass, those bracelets, a pair of, what are they called? Blue light glasses that we got for Halloween. And then you will see a whole bunch of these weird yellow squares. Those actually belong to their rock boxes, those tool boxes over there that you saw that have magnetiles stuck in them. They like to pretend that this is play cheese, you know, like sliced cheese. That's about all they use it for. Mostly it just ends up on the ground. They currently don't have any rocks. They've lost all their various rock collection, so we are going to put away the rock boxes until additional rocks come in to be put in said rock boxes. And these cheese slices are also going to be put up. I'm pretty sure some of them got lost somewhere in our house. I don't know, wherever things go to get lost. But anyways, yeah, that is what is happening with those. We are going through, this is something really interesting. So we have these little board books, and I think I've talked about these before in our, you know, like my tidy ups or whatever. Anyways, we have a set of Eric Carle, like each page has a word or a shape or a picture of a bird or whatever. And the kids have used them really well. However, over time they've gotten really broken. And so I'm just throwing away all the broken ones. Now, Carter really wants to keep these books. And we have a really big collection of books. These aren't books that we're going to read to them because they have like 5 words in them. So I'm asking him if we can get rid of these. He wants to keep them because they're books and we like books. However, I end up asking him, like, what if there's kids out there that don't have any books? Could we give these books to them? And he says, yeah, let's give them. And I'm not going to say the name of the other kid that he wants to give them to. They don't have any books. And I said, Carter, I'm pretty sure that they have books, but I am going to put these in the donation box, and we will make sure we will give these, we will donate these, so maybe kids that don't have any books end up with some books. And he's like, okay, sounds good. So he ended up agreeing. I was pretty surprised that I was able to talk him into getting rid of these books, because that is actually something he is extremely attached to, is books. Occasionally one of the dogs will get a hold of a book, and I will go to throw it away. It happens sometimes, but he is devastated whenever we have to get rid of a book because the dogs have gotten a hold of one. So anyways, just finishing up, making sure that all the ones that we donate are not actually chewed on or damaged too much. There is some wear and tear on them because we've had these since Carter's infancy. These are 2 of the gifts we got from his baby shower. Okay, so we're going to declutter the big truck bin, and actually we're going to make a separate bin. We're going to take some toys out of this big bin and put it into a smaller bin. I do not know what these trucks are specifically called, but they, like, literally you can completely disassemble them with this little screwdriver thing. And they have like a whole bunch of different packages that come with these same type of toys, the kids will sit there and take apart and put together these trucks for hours. Like they're so great. I think they got them for Christmas in 2021. So we've had them for a while, but now Carter is almost 4. He'll be 4 in March, in almost exactly 2 months. And did I just say March? May. I was looking at my computer. It's March right now, but in 2 months he will be 4, and then about 3 weeks after that, Forrest will turn 3. So we have an almost 3 and an almost 4-year-old, and they have just kind of in the last 6 months or so really started taking these apart, putting them together, you know, actually like making stuff out of those. They're a really great like steam type toy. So anyways, I will link those below and other kind of similar toys. Okay, here's the part where Carter picks up this tractor and he says, "Mom, this is broken. We can throw it in the trash." This tractor is actually one of my husband's childhood toys. So I am telling him we can't just throw this away. We need to give it to Daddy for him to decide what to do with it. So he was all willing. That's actually one of their favorite toys, but I had noticed that they hadn't been playing with it as much. I just didn't know why. Turns out it was broken. So that explains why they haven't been playing with it. But I gave it to Cameron. He ended up gluing it. He put a whole bunch of hot glue on it. It still works. And I asked him, are we going to put this somewhere to collect dust, or are we going to give it back to the kids? And he said, we're just going to give it back to the kids. So they have it again. It works again. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm not super confident in the lasting ability of that. Okay, so I don't know why I even pretended to look through that leapfrog bin. We're just gonna keep all of that. So we've moved or migrated those little trucks into there. That was originally the bin. That would have been taken up by those little flashlight things. Gonna put those up in the cabinet. Here is the last bin of toys we are going to go through. This is our ball/stuffed animal bin. We are getting rid of this squishy football. It has like no air in it. But the biggest thing in this bin is these yarn balls. And actually these yarn balls are great. My mother-in-law made them. And we do play with them. Like we literally play indoor dodgeball with them. They aren't gonna hurt anything. Like if somebody accidentally throws one at the TV, it's not gonna hurt the TV. The most that might happen is if you have like an open cup, like a kid's cup sitting somewhere, and you accidentally hit the cup might fall over. That's about the extent of the damage that it's gonna do. So we like to keep these because Cameron and the boys get into some hardcore dodgeball playing in the house. But in general, the boys do not get these out and play with them. Is that right? Did I say that right? The boys don't get these out to play with by themselves. Like, just having them in the playroom does not get the kids playing with them. So I'm actually they just dump them out. And then I have to pick them all up. Or they have to pick them all up. And they migrate into the living room, and it's a pain in the butt. So we're actually going to put these in a separate bin in the closet. I'm just going to get out we have just these Walmart bins with lids on some shelving in the closet. At some point in time, we will declutter the closet together. I've actually done some decluttering of like my baby things, because we're not having any more babies, or at least I will not be birthing any more babies. Anyways, I've decluttered some stuff out of there, by giving it away to people who are having babies. So you will not get to see that part. The transformation has been pretty amazing, just getting rid of that stuff. But anyways, I have some shelves in here to store various toys like their train set in the closet. That's where we're going to put those balls. Next up, we are going to declutter their Linkimals. I just asked Carter, like, hey, bud, you guys don't really play with these anymore. Is it okay if I donate these? And he just said yes. Like, they actually used to play with these a lot. Like, they loved these toys. And we actually had one that was a little moose. The first ones we got was a moose, and then like the ring stacking llama. We got that for Carter's first birthday, and for several events after that we got them, you know, additional ones. They love them. They would just set them up in a circle and play with them. So if you've got younger kids, generally under the age of like 3, I'd say they're a pretty good toy. So anyways, like I said, Carter did really good. We donated a lot of stuff and made quite a bit of space in here. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.